And that's the memo. Now for the top story tonight, reaction with us, Tamara Draut, Vice President at Demos, Progressive Organization, and Robert Zimmerman, a Democratic fundraiser. All right. How can President Obama ask me to pay more taxes when every single day I am reporting things like this? Fannie Mae wants another $5 billion. Abound Solar going out of business after, an enormous investment by the federal government. How can he ask me for more money? He's mismanaging what I've already given him, Robert.
Well, first of all, he's asking all of us for more money.
Yeah, he's asking. I'm personalizing.
Okay, so
he's asking me for more money. He's mismanaging what I've already given him.
I've got to tell you, I don't agree with you in that premise.
No, you're happy about this?
I'm happy about the fact we've got 21 months of private sector job growth.
No. Are you happy about Fannie Mae?
Of course not. But President Bush signed a law in July of 2008 that required that Fannie Mae stay solvent. That's why we're stuck with this situation. I'd like Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to be abolished.
Why doesn't President Obama abolish them? He doesn't have to go by the Bush law. He can introduce legislation through one of his surrogates
because the reality,
we got to get rid of this, and Republicans would do all
with so many Americans facing foreclosure right now, that would be a fiasco for the economy and for millions of Americans in their homes.
So I can't. So we have to lend them more money. You're okay with that? You want another $5 billion?
Not happy about it. Be a lot more unhappy if we sunk back into another recession or even worse.
All right. How about Abound Solar? This is just another in a long line of investments the federal government has made in alternative green energy that have collapsed. What about this?
Look, you can't look at the need for developing green jobs and say China can bankroll their companies, Germany and France can do that, and we just walk away from that industry. Our government has made
Why can't the private sector do it? Why do my tax dollars have to go into these speculative investments?
Because our competition overseas is being funded by their governments.
So what? Our private sector can overcome their government funding, can it not?
It cannot.
Why
and
not?
That's why our government stood by the defense industry, and that's why our government stood up and supported technology development.
All right. Why can't our private sector, all right, overcome public funding from China and Germany? Why?
Well, one thing is our private sector actually is investing in those same two very companies. In fact, they invested even more than the government.
So why do we have to get involved with my tax money?
They wouldn't have invested until they knew there was the possibility of a viable market. And that's what the government loans say. They say there is going to be a customer at the end of this deal. We have, as a nation, a real stake in getting off of fossil fuels.
But it's not working out.
Renewable.
It's not working out.
I don't think you can say it's not working out out of two companies.
How much more money do we have to pour into these bankrupt companies? It's not just two. There's a whole bunch of others. In fact, there isn't one success story.
Bill, let's think about how long. No, I'm going to give you some success stories.
Give me one. Give me one green success story that right now has paid off after 3 years of the Obama administration.
I think I think you have to expect a longer time frame for successes.
Okay, so I'm going to take that as a no.
How long did it take for the investment in the internet to pay off, in the microchip?
The internet.
3 years.
Let me break this to you. The internet
is too short of a time frame.
Private money. That's what did the internet.
No, it was public money. It was Department of Defense.
Very
federal
little.
Money.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold it. Have you never heard of Microsoft? Have you never heard of Steve Jobs? That's what did that.
But the technology making Microsoft possible came from the Department of Defense.
It came from the Department of Defense because they were doing space stuff, and they discovered stuff that brought down, which was then sold to private stuff. Wait. I asked Tamara, give me one success story on the green level after it's close to $1 trillion of investment, okay? One, and you guys can't do it, yet you're telling me we should continue this stuff.
Absolutely.
This is scary.
Bill, what's scary to me is go back to your talking point, the issue of the deficit. I think certainly President Obama should have supported the Bowles-Simpson.
But he didn't.
He did not. And very frankly, the Republican Party is more focused on cutting taxes than they are in reducing the deficit.
That may be true. I said there's no urgency, it doesn't seem to be, on the part of the Republican candidates.
They're using the deficit to abolish programs in the federal government like the Environmental Protection Agency.
Well. What I'm trying to say is that this government under President Obama, and I don't think I'm being ideological here, I'm just being a facts-based guy. This is terribly mismanaged. If he were managing a private company, he'd be out of there, unless it was GE, which they don't care about.
How about the automotive industry, for
example? I was just going to say
let Tamara have the go.
That's exactly right. I mean, let's remember the situation that President Obama inherited.
Oh, stop.
And that we are
He's
still
had 3 years and trillions of dollars of investment. We've got nothing to show for it.
We have the automotive industry being...
That was a bailout. That's what that was.
No,
and a great investment for our country.
It was a bridge loan that has paid back dividends.
It was a loan and a bailout. That's what it was. I don't have any beef with that.
Tell that to the million auto workers that have jobs.
I'll tell you
it
this.
wasn't a bailout. It was a lifeline for an important industry in this country.
I am going to oppose paying more of my tax money to a government that mismanages it. I don't mind paying it all right, because I want to pay my fair share and I love my country. But this thing is mismanaged. That's what we're talking about. All right, we appreciate you guys coming and taking a fire.